Are you ready for the latest from Cowboys training camp? Today, we're diving into the fierce battles heating up at camp, with key updates on Tyler Guyton's push for a starting spot, Brock Hoffman's fight for a roster position, Jalen Tolbert's quest to make an impact, and Trey Lance's journey as he aims to prove himself. Don't miss out on all the breaking Cowboys news and insights. Find out who's making waves and who's in the spotlight. Hey there, Cowboys Nation! Welcome to Dallas Cowboys Fan, your ultimate destination for all things America's team. Whether you bleed blue and silver or are just starting to catch Cowboys fever, this is the place. If you are a die-hard fan, please make sure to subscribe for more latest news and updates of your favorite team. All right, let's saddle up and ride into the thick of things. Today, we're focusing on 4 players who are making waves at training camp: offensive tackle Tyler Guyton, center Brock Hoffman, wide receiver Jalen Tolbert, and the Cowboys' newest quarterback acquisition, Trey Lance. These guys are battling it out for roster spots and playing time, and let me tell you, the competition is fierce. When the Cowboys selected Tyler Guyton in the second round of this year's draft, they knew they were getting a player with immense potential. At 6'8" and 322 pounds, Guyton is a mountain of a man with the athleticism of a much smaller player. But potential is one thing, performance is another. So, how's he looking in camp? Well, folks, I'm here to tell you that Guyton is turning heads. Sources close to the team have been raving about his progress. One coach, who wished to remain anonymous, told me, "Tyler's picking up the offense faster than any rookie lineman I've seen in years. His footwork is already NFL level." Guyton has been working primarily with the second team, but he's also gotten some reps with the ones. He's been matched up against some of the Cowboys' best pass rushers, including Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence. And, while he's had his struggles as any rookie would, he's more than held his own. One particular play that's been making the rounds on social media shows Guyton stonewalling Parsons on a speed rush, something that's not easy to do, even for veteran tackles. It's this kind of performance that has fans and coaches alike wondering if Guyton might push for significant playing time sooner rather than later. Now, it's important to temper expectations. Guyton is still raw and needs to work on his technique, particularly in run blocking. But the potential is there for him to develop into a franchise left tackle. With Tyron Smith's injury history and advancing age, having a young, talented tackle waiting in the wings could be crucial for the Cowboys' future. Keep your eyes on number 69 in the preseason games, folks. You might just be watching the birth of the Cowboys' next great offensive lineman. Now, let's shift our focus to the man in the middle of the offensive line, Brock Hoffman. Hoffman went undrafted in 2022, but has been steadily climbing the depth chart ever since. With Tyler Biadas's departure to the Commanders in free agency, the starting center position is up for grabs, and Hoffman is making a strong case for himself. Throughout the first week of camp, Hoffman has been rotating with rookie Steve Avila and veteran Chuma Edoga at the center position. What's impressed coaches most is Hoffman's command of the offense. He's been making all the right line calls and adjustments, showcasing the kind of football IQ that's crucial for an NFL center. One play that stood out came during a full-team scrimmage. The defense showed blitz, and Hoffman quickly identified the pressure and made the appropriate call. The result? A perfectly executed screen pass that went for a big gain. It's these kinds of cerebral plays that could give Hoffman an edge in the competition. But it's not just his mental game that's impressing. Hoffman has clearly put in work in the weight room this offseason. He looks stronger and more explosive off the ball, which has translated to improved play in both pass protection and run blocking. Cowboys offensive line coach Joe Philbin had this to say about Hoffman: "Brock's come a long way since we first signed him. He's always had the work ethic and the smarts, but now he's really starting to put it all together physically. He's giving us exactly what we want to see in a potential starting center. While the competition is far from over, Hoffman is certainly making his case. If he can continue this level of play through the preseason, don't be surprised if he's the one snapping the ball to Prescott in Week 1. All right, Cowboys fans, it's time to talk about a player who's looking for a bounce-back year wide receiver, Jalen Tolbert. After a disappointing rookie season that saw him catch just 2 passes for 12 yards, many were ready to write Tolbert off. But if the early days of training camp are any indication, it might be time to put those pens away. Tolbert has been one of the standout performers in camp so far. He's showcasing the route running ability and sure hands that made him a third-round pick in 2022. In one-on-one drills, he's been giving Cowboys corners fits with his quick cuts and acceleration out of breaks. But it's not just the physical improvements that are turning heads. Tolbert seems to have a new level of confidence this year. He's playing faster, more decisively, and with the kind of swagger you want to see from an NFL wide receiver. One play that had everyone talking came during a red zone drill. Tolbert ran a beautiful double move that left the defender in the dust, then made a diving catch in the back of the end zone. It's the kind of play that reminds you why the Cowboys were so high on him coming out of college. Prescott has taken notice of Tolbert's improvement. After a particularly impressive practice session, Prescott told reporters, "JT's put in the work, man. You can see it in everything he does. He's playing with confidence. He's where he needs to be when he needs to be there. I'm excited to see what he can do this year." With Michael Gallup still working his way back to full strength and questions surrounding the depth of the Cowboys' receiving core, Tolbert's emergence couldn't come at a better time. If he can translate this training camp success to the regular season, he could be the X factor the Cowboys' offense needs. Now, let's talk about the newest Cowboy in the corral, quarterback Trey Lance. When news broke that Dallas had traded for the former 3rd overall pick, it sent shockwaves through the NFL. But now that the dust has settled, the question on everyone's mind is, how does Lance fit into the Cowboys' plans? First things first, Prescott is still the unquestioned starter. But Lance's presence adds an intriguing dynamic to the quarterback room. In the early days of camp, Lance has been working primarily with the 2nd and 3rd teams, getting a crash course in the Cowboys' offense. What's been most impressive about Lance so far is his arm talent. He's been making throws that turn heads, showcasing the kind of velocity and accuracy on deep balls that made him such a highly touted prospect coming out of North Dakota State. And there you have it, Cowboys Nation, your comprehensive update on the battles and storylines coming out of training camp. From Guyton's impressive showing to Jalen Tolbert's redemption arc, from Hoffman's cerebral play to Trey Lance's tantalizing potential, this Cowboys camp is shaping up to be one of the most exciting in recent memory. As we move closer to preseason games, these battles will only intensify. Who will step up when the lights come on? Who will falter under the pressure? And who will emerge as the unexpected stars of this Cowboys team? One thing's for sure, with the talent on this roster and the competition we're seeing in camp, the 2023 Dallas Cowboys are shaping up to be a force to be reckoned with. The road to the Super Bowl starts here, in the sweltering heat of Oxnard, California. Before we sign off, I want to hear from you. Who are you most excited to see in the preseason? Which positional battle has you on the edge of your seat? Let me know in the comments below. And remember, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your fellow Cowboys fans. Don't forget to subscribe to America's Team Central for all your Cowboys news and analysis.